Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And what you see here is an article dealing with an interesting situation that befell this Boston couple. All right, now this is from ZeroHedge.com. And as you can see, the headline reads, Boston couple sign up to house illegal immigrants. Get 4 delivered within an hour. And, you know, if you're not aware, a lot of these different states and these different, government officials or whatever you want to call them, mayors, politicians, have been advocating for people to open up their homes to house illegal immigrants because there's not enough space, in like these different public areas to do so. So now they're saying if you have a abandoned building, if you have a church, if you have, if you own a hotel, something like that, or if you have extra rooms in your own home, let them come in. Now, here's the thing about it, right? There's a difference between you trying to be generous or you trying to help out somebody or somebody's in need and you're trying to, contribute to it. Because the scriptures tell you as well, know to whom you do good. All right. When you do good, it's not just about, oh, I'm just going to do good just to do good. You got to know as well, like who you're doing this to. That matters. Now, there's a difference between that and just, not really, thinking through and considering the whole matter, because you don't know who these people are. Number one, you don't know what their intentions are. Number two, so to let somebody into your home where you and your family and your loved ones dwell, somebody you don't know who they are, just because it's being, pushed on the media that these are, they need help and all yada, yada, yada. I mean, whatever ends up happening to you because of that, it's going to be on nobody else's, it's going to be nobody else's fault but yours. Okay. So, I mean, that's just something. But so let's find out what happened to this couple, right? So it says a couple in Boston signed up to a government scheme to house illegal immigrants in their own home and were delivered an entire family of 4 within 1 hour, according to a CBS News report. And what's looking like is they're mixing and mingling, or trying to, at least to the best of their ability, to have illegal immigrants mixed in with the regular citizens, right? And I mean, then if you think about it, okay, what happens when they want to identify people, right? What happens when they come out and they say, okay, now we want to, identify all these migrants or whatever the case is, be it on the Democratic side or the Republican side, and be it they come with a calm approach or they come with an approach of we need to identify all of them and deport, or whatever it is. How do you go into a house, for example, and maybe the house you have the actual owners, and then you have some illegal immigrants, and you may go to this other area and there's just like a mix of all of them. How do you differentiate between them? It gets to the point where you can't. And when you can't differentiate between them, you might as well just tag everybody with whatever means it is. Because I believe it was Trump that said that he was trying to, or he would implement this biometric system to be able to track and trace these migrants. Okay? So as we're telling you, just like you see in history, there's always something behind the curtain. There's always some reasoning behind why they push these things out. Okay? And oftentimes, by the time people realize, the common folk realize that, oh, this is really why they were doing it, you're already caught in it. Okay? Anyway, so yeah, they had this entire family of 4 delivered within 1 hour. Quick. No time wasted. While Colin and Jessica Stokes called the state to sign up to be a host family, it took less than an hour for the displaced migrants to be dropped off at their door. The report notes, adding, the family of four who didn't want to go on camera um, had been sleeping at Logan Airport. The couple, Colin and Jessica Stokes, said they knew, or Colin and Jessica Stokes said they knew they had the means and wanted to step up, and that it had been wonderful. Now, this reminded me of a SpongeBob episode, right? Where I'm trying to remember, it's been a long time since I watched it, but I was trying to remember what happened, what the episode was fully about. But pretty much, you had Squidward. Squidward is the squid. I can't remember what color he was, but the squid with the shirt. And basically, SpongeBob was taking care of Squidward in his house. He was housing Squidward. So Squidward is now sleeping in SpongeBob's bed. Squidward is now eating SpongeBob's food. And guess who's cooking the food and who's cleaning and doing the dishes and doing all that? SpongeBob. So eventually, Squidward starts off as very appreciative. Oh, thank you so much. You're really taking care of me. And then Squidward gets better. But now he loves that. He loves being served by SpongeBob, who actually owns the house, right? Who actually lives there. And eventually the relationship turns from a grateful one to a demanding one, where now every 2 seconds, Squidward is like, get me this, get me that. What happened to this? Why is this not here? And where's your uniform? Now he got SpongeBob in some weird ass uniform, you know what I'm saying, doing all these shit like he's a maid. Okay, so it's just interesting how it reminded, because there's a saying of overstaying your welcome. I think that's how it goes. When somebody comes to visit you, take it like that, right? Somebody comes to visit you, it's all fun and games, but eventually it gets to the point where it's hard for you to get back to your normal life because this person is here. You gotta treat them like a guest, house them, take care of them, whatever the case is. But eventually, everybody has their breaking point. So when you house migrants and they're in your house, your crib, what happens when maybe they become threatening? Maybe they become demanding. Maybe they get to the point where they're like, I don't want to leave. I kind of like it here. Well, they're gonna find out. Anyway, where are we at? I was like, I have to get sheets on the bed. How many people are coming? Where are they from? What ages? We really knew nothing. But yet you thought it was a good idea to sign up? Mrs. Stokes told reporters, with her husband adding, the need is so clearly overwhelming. A couple said they were willing to provide shelter for illegal immigrants sleeping in Boston Logan Airport. Within an hour, the government sent a family of four to live in their house. Elon Musk was right when he said they will come for your homes. Now, guess what? Is the government going to support you with funds to pay your electricity bill that's going to be higher? Or pay for the extra mouths that you have to feed? Or the extra utility bills that you're going to have to pay? Interesting. I mean, I wonder, right? I mean, maybe you could just say, hey, well, maybe they might get some funds from the government, but maybe they might not. You know how people eventually grow old and they have kids and they're like, yo, don't have kids because it's a lot of responsibility. You have like one kid or you have two kids and, you hear them say that, right? Now imagine you got a whole family, you plus a whole nother family that you got to take care of. Now, who thought that was a great idea? Now, on top of that, yes, I mean, as we're all told, they're illegal immigrants. From where? All you know is that they were sleeping in this airport. Where did they come from? Okay. Are they sleeper cells? Are they agents? Are they, what kind of life did they live before even coming here? Who knows? But you about to find out. And we're going to find out when maybe somebody who goes and does this ends up on the news as a victim. Ex-owner Elon Musk has vocally charged that the Biden administration is encouraging and aiding mass illegal immigration. Previously warned that soon people would be giving up their homes to house immigrants as there is nowhere else for them to go. Well, Musk was right. As we previously highlighted, illegal immigrants are being found sleeping in airports all over the country, as states such as Texas are busing them further north once they have crossed the border and been processed. A video shows mysterious processing room full of illegal immigrants at Atlanta airport. Anyway, meanwhile, Department of Homeland Security head Alejandro Mayorkas has again refused to take responsibility for what is happening on the southern border, declaring that Congress is the only one who can fix it. Well, they don't seem like they have any urgency in wanting to do that. Your support is crucial, and oh yeah, okay, well that's an advertisement part. But anyway, let me get a quick precept on this, okay? Because like I said, maybe this couple here, maybe they end up fine. Maybe they don't. Maybe they end up on the news again. Who knows? Okay? But you got to use wisdom in these times. You got people that are willing to kill you over cutting them off in traffic or over a parking spot. And as times get more and more desperate, well, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And the reason I'm bringing this out is because not the focus here is on the ones who are telling you to open up your homes for the migrants. They're the same ones, collectively, that are so-called processing these migrants, bringing them in via NGOs and basically dispersing them throughout the country. This is an organized, situation that's happening. And they're telling you, hey, open up your homes for them. So for all these years that the U.S. has been doing its thing, all of a sudden, within this guy Biden's term, they flip all these things around, and now this is like the agenda they're going with. Something is suspicious. So never trust thine enemy. It doesn't matter what they tell you. It doesn't matter what sob story they try to put on there to persuade you. There's always something behind the scenes. A good show to watch is Money Heist. Right? It's you can find it on Netflix, but it's a I think it's Madrid, a Madrid based TV show, but it's pretty interesting. But what you'll find out is getting to the latter seasons, you'll start to see they show the dynamic between how the government, the police, the media, how they all operate on camera versus off camera. How they fabricate things that are false and put them out there to deceive the people and to paint a certain picture out there for the masses or for the public. And that's, it's a very good part because it highlights how things actually work. So 99% of the time, the things that you're hearing is not the full story. It's only the kind of story they want you to hear, because perception is deception. How you perceive something, well, if somebody controls what your perception is, they control what your thoughts are. Because most of the time, people go off of what they perceive things to be. Now, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart being in his mind. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Meaning he can speak well, and deceive, get you to let your guard down, but his intentions are not as his words are. Oh, be a good person if you have any extra space and help these people. But maybe in the back of their mind, they're like, yeah, help them. You don't even know who they are, but it's going to work to our advantage. Oh, we care so much about your health and your well-being. Pull up your sleeves and come take this juice. Come take this shot. Because we care about your well-being. Meanwhile, there's something else going on behind the scenes. So, anyway, I just found this article interesting because pretty much this is how it starts, and then you hear more and more cases, and then things start to become, the next phase kicks in. Okay, but hey, as the scriptures say, we're gonna watch as well as pray, and we're gonna see what comes of this. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.